So the online definition of the word happy is a feeling of contentment, like you're pleased with your surroundings, you're really satisfied with what's going on, and that is encompassing both your internal as well as your external experience. Well, I'm pleased to tell you that according to Wallet Hub, Overland Park, Kansas, which is a suburb of the Kansas City metropolitan area, was recently ranked number 2 in the most happiest city in all of America. Did I just say the second happiest city in all of America? Yes. Okay, I don't think you heard me. The second happiest city in all of America. That is so amazing. In this video, I'm going to be showing you why Overland Park was ranked this high, and we're going to get to that right now. If we've never met before, my name's Anita Cordell and I make videos about the Kansas City area, where to live, where to work, where to play, where to eat, where to have recreation, all kinds of things about our city, even the weather. I'm also a licensed real estate agent and I help people just like you buy, sell, invest, and relocate right here to this amazing city because there's no place like home. Now I want to give you a personal invitation to go ahead and put comments down as I'm growing this channel. I would love to read your comments about parts of the city that you would like for me to cover, as well as just letting you know when people are reading the comments in this section, it really does help people learn a little bit more about our city, and it helps me to define what next I need to do. It's just an overall very good thing. So I am inviting you to go ahead and put comments below and help us all out. Also, there is a Calendly link down below as well. You can click on that link and schedule a time on my calendar and we can meet and discuss all of the things that you're needing in your real estate goals. Why is a suburb in our Kansas City metropolitan area ranked number 2 in the happiest city in America? Well, according to a personal finance website called Wallet Hub, they compared 182 of the largest cities, including the 150 most populated U.S. cities, plus at least 2 of the most populated cities in every state. And then they compared them to 3 main factors: emotional and physical well-being, income and employment, and then the last part, community and environment. Within those 3 factors, they took it a little deeper and studied 29 indicators of happiness. This included how people live, what's around them in their environment, and all things about their lives, and they compiled them all together and scored these cities and came out with a ranking. So let's go over all of those 3 things and you'll understand why Overland Park was ranked so high. Number 1, emotional and physical health. So we're going to talk first about emotional and physical health. This includes things that are serious like depression rate and suicide rate, but it also includes how healthy your body is and your adequate sleep rate, and also to sports participation rate. They took all of that into factor and combined all of that into the first section. One of the cool things about Overland Park when it comes to adequate sleep rate is the fact that they rank the cities of data showing how many hours of sleep people actually get. And what they found is that people who sleep more than 7.5 hours are actually happier. And it makes sense because you get a lot more rest than somebody who actually only sleeps 4 or 5 hours. And also, if there are certain geographical regions that statistically get more sleep, then that will actually also affect the happiness rate around that geographical area. I was actually watching a video of somebody talking about Overland Park, and she said it really simply. She just said, "We just take care of ourselves." And what we found out is that Overland Park actually gets more sleep than a lot of geographical areas around the country. The second area that they graded us on is income and employment. This encompasses things such as job security and job satisfaction. It encompasses income growth rate as well as financial well-being. This includes work environment, like how many hours you are required to work at your job, what are the hours of your work, do you have to work overnight, do you have to work certain parts of the day, and are you able to work from home? And also too, what are your actual specific job demands? This section right here is one of the key reasons why Overland Park was ranked so high. And the reason why is because Overland Park has the lowest poverty rate in the entire country, and it is only 4.2%. So not only does it have the lowest poverty rate, but it has one of the lowest unemployment rates, which is at 3%, and it has one of the lowest food insecurity rates as well. So between those things, it only makes sense that Overland Park was ranked so high in this category. One of the other things that this study showed is that most people who feel a financial security, as well as the fact that they can provide for their families, is also a big indicator of how happy that family is. And Overland Park provides a lot of financial stability and makes sense that it's a happier city. Another thing that this study showed is that if somebody makes $75,000 or more in their income per year, then that happiness level is about as high as what they will make. You can be very, very happy at that income, and if you make more than that, you're still going to be right about the same happiness level. But what they also found is that despite the wealth of the United States, income doesn't only decipher how happy an area is. And the reason why I say that is because Overland Park is in Johnson County. Johnson County is one of the wealthiest counties in all of the US, and Overland Park is where all of that wealth is, or most of that wealth is. But the reality of it is, a happiness ranking, it doesn't just only come from income. And what I mean by that is income is just only a part of it. It's just one part of it, the whole entire ranking, because the reality of it is, even though America is one of the wealthiest countries in our world, it only ranks as the 15th in the World Happiness Report. So that just shows you that it's not all about income. Now, while income and work environment and all of that is key to a high ranking score in happiness, so is leisure time. And in this last section, we're going to be talking about that, and that is including weather. Believe it or not, Overland Park ranked actually pretty high when it came to ideal weather. We made it to number 2, and so we actually ranked a lot higher than the state of Florida. Believe it or not, we did. And in this last section, we're going to be talking about the community environment. This includes weather, leisure time, strong social connections, and even separation and divorce rates are in this section. Now, I've done a whole video about the 5 top things that I think you're gonna love about Overland Park, so if you wanna go to that, it's in this playlist of living in Overland Park, so be sure and watch that video. You might learn a little bit more about Overland Park and the amenities of that. But I will say this, Overland Park has all kinds of great amenities. They've got beautiful trails, an upgraded soccer field. It's called Shields Overland Park Soccer Complex. And this park alone has 96 acres. This has a basketball court, a tennis court, and it even has a skate park at that facility. Overland Park also was ranked number 10 in the top 10 soccer cities in all of America. And what I also want to tell you is that Overland Park has the highest sports participation rates in our country. Overland Park also offers community parks. We offer swimming pools. We offer such as several museums, Deanna Rose Homestead Park. There's all kinds of arts, all kinds of activities, and it really does feed into the community effort and the environment of why Overland Park was ranked so high on this happiness ranking. I'm telling you what, the community at Overland Park is so amazing. There's so much to do. There is a lot of different areas as well in Overland Park. There's the old Overland Park, where if you want a little bit more boutique shop and smaller environment, but then certain areas of Overland Park are just hopping with art, and you've got the farmers market and just so much available to do. And so I can understand why they looked at Overland Park and we ranked so high. Now, my next thing to do is we are going to go into the Overland Park area. We're going to drive around on the streets, and you're going to hear me talking about some of the neighborhoods and what have you when it comes to real estate. Just so you know, as of today of this recording, I ran a search for the last 6 months, and the average sales price in Overland Park is just shy of $560. It's about $559, somewhere around in there. You've got properties that are in the low 100s that are condos, all the way up to $5 million. So it's very, very diverse and very unique. You've got some older part of Overland Park, but then you've got a whole new section that goes out south. All kinds of new construction are happening. There's just so much going on. Now, I've got the information divided up into 4 different categories. My first category is all of the homes underneath 300,000. Then I divided it up into homes that were 300 to 500, and then 500 to 700, and then anything above 700. So come with me, let's go and look at Overland Park. We're gonna look through the neighborhoods, and we're gonna show you some of the streets and let you take a look at what is Overland Park all about. So come on, let's go look. If you were looking in the Overland Park area and you were wanting to find something that is below the 300 price point, you're going to find that this price range is going to be in the northern part of Overland Park. And some benefits of this area are the properties are so cute, they're well established. You're looking at ranch style homes for the most part in this price range. There are some 2 stories, but most of them are smaller 3-bedroom, 2-bath properties, ranch style homes. Some of them are 3-bedroom, 1-bath home. Now, I will say this, that there are not that many properties available in this price range. When I looked at the price range of this and the active homes and ones coming up on the market, there were only 11 single-family homes, and then there were 8 condominiums, or townhomes rather. We call them condos, villas, or half duplexes. The floor plans though are going to be really simple, and usually there'll be just a 1-car garage. Most of the time too, when you're looking at these properties, Northern Overland Park has some really cute neighborhoods. Most of them do not have an HOA, so you're not paying for a homeowners association. You're gonna just live in a neighborhood. Most of them don't have swimming pools, so you would use the community pool or the area pool or go to a community center. These are some of the examples of Northern Overland Park in the price range below 300,000. Now, if you want to move into the $300,000 to $500,000 range, there are still not a lot of options, but in the single family home, there were about 46 properties. And in the condominiums in this price range in Overland Park, there's about 32. These here are older, they're established. This neighborhood's called Rock Hill. It's so cute because you've got a little bit more of a different floor plans. You're gonna start getting into split level floor plans. There's gonna be a few 2 stories as well. There are still a lot of ranch style homes as well. And if you'll notice, when you're going into these older neighborhoods that are established, you're going to find that a lot of these houses are brick, and this is how they made those properties back in the 60s. These are some properties that are just a little bit bigger. They've usually got a couple of 2-car garage. Some of them have 3, but that's not real popular. These properties have, 2,200 square feet or maybe a little bit more, but this is what this price range looks like. Also too, here, there's still not a lot of HOAs in this price range in Overland Park. You're still gonna find properties that are in well-established neighborhoods, super cute, in ranch-style homes, ranch-style home properties. Some of them are 2-story, and this is what they look like. This neighborhood is called South Point, and it's yet another neighborhood that I can show you that you don't have to buy brand new construction to find a property that's really nice in Overland Park. Now, there is some new construction and still some development going on in this area, but these are properties that are around the 3 to 5 years old. The neighborhood doesn't have mature trees yet, but you don't have to wait for your brand new construction to actually find something that is a little bit on the newer side. It's got a clubhouse here and a play area. The price points in this neighborhood are below the 700 point typically, or the ones that are resale. There might be some that are over that, but it roughly ranges in between the 500 to 700. But of course, it's going to depend on the upgrades that you do. If you're buying a resale property and there's a lot of upgrades, obviously it's going to be a little bit more. But this subdivision is a good example where you can get something that's a little bit newer under 700. The HOA here is roughly about 850. A lot of the floor plans are 2-story here too. You'll just see that the floor plans are just a little bit different. Some of them are unique. The yards here are not as big as some areas are, but there is a very unique style to this neighborhood. And my purpose in showing you various subdivisions is not to sway you away from new construction, but to show you that there are options out there in Overland Park and in this area. There is still, though, a lot of new construction going on, but in order to get in there, if you need to relocate, there are properties available. All right, so we are in the 700 plus price point, and this is one of the examples of what you will get in this price point. I love this area. This is Nottingham community, and you will get Nottingham Estates, you'll get Nottingham Forest, you'll also get Nottingham by the Green. Nottingham by the Green is more in the 500 to 700 range, and I know that these price ranges are kind of vast. I mean, when you're looking at a scope of $200,000 when I'm doing this, it can be a vast difference. But this right here is Nottingham Estates. I love this area. You will get lake access, you get classic charm, you get these properties that are wonderfully classically made. The craftsmanship of these is just amazing. Lovely neighborhood. All of them are so unique. This is where you get into some of the different floor plans. Most of them are 2-story at least, but there's also a floor plan called 1.5 and reverse 1.5, and it really is all about where the master bedroom or where the primary suite is. In a 2-story property, you're going to get the master or the owner's suite on the 2nd floor, and so that's why all of the main bedrooms are on the 2nd floor. On the 1.5 and reverse 1.5, that owner's suite is on the main level. So the other bedrooms are going to be upstairs on their own level, and then a lot of times there'll be actually a couple down in the basement. So a reverse 1.5 is kind of the same concept. There's not that 2nd floor. They've utilized the basement for some of the bedrooms. This community is so fun. It's got a golf community there. Just some of the features to these floor plans and the features to this whole area is fantastic. You can see the entryway. It's got like a little castle there. These properties have just such a charm. There's a lot of times there's 3 fireplaces. The quality of the finishes are really great. A lot of hardwood floors. Some of them have chef's kitchen, and there's just something about these neighborhoods here. So this is all the Nottingham area. And I'm showing you a couple of different options because the Nottingham community is one of those communities where in Overland Park, while there are a lot of options and opportunities to get brand new construction, I love the fact that you don't have to get a brand new construction or a new home to live in Overland Park in a really nice neighborhood, really classic area. You don't have to buy a brand new property to get that. The styles of homes here are so fantastic. I love this area. This is Mill Farms, and the reason why I'm showing you some of this is just to give you other options other than new construction. Mill Farms is a 700 plus community. When I say 700 plus, we're talking, you know, in the lower 700s all the way up to, you can get $1 million properties. Some of these properties are very comparable to Nottingham. The HOA here at Mill Farms is about $1,500. Mill Farms is so fantastic. Some of these homes you will easily find some with sunrooms, and when I'm talking sunrooms, we're talking 3-season sunrooms where you can sit out, enjoy the weather throughout most of the year. You'll find lots of upgrades as well. This community has a sand volleyball, it has a fitness center, basketball court, clubhouse. It's got 3 swimming pools, 2 tennis courts, or you can use it as pickleball. There's trails, there's 2 fishing ponds. There's just a lot to offer to the community here at Mill Farms. Okay, I hope this video was something of interest to you, and I hope that you enjoyed learning a little bit more about Overland Park and why it was ranked at number 2 in the happiest city in America. I know that relocation can be a big deal, and I know that living in a new town can be a big deal, and so me and my team help people relocate to the Kansas City metropolitan area all the time, and we are here to help you as well. So if relocating to Kansas City even interests you at all, be sure and contact me below. My contact information is in the description, as well as there is a link to a calendar, and it goes right to my schedule, and we can schedule a time to meet and talk about what your goals are. Now there's going to be a couple of videos right after this, so be sure and feel free to click on them and watch them and learn even more about Kansas City. And until next time, go out and live that Kansas City life.